Hello and welcome to Ageless Rock, where megalithic fans can see ancient sites from a different perspective. I did a presentation on Aurangabad Caves on the western group, and this is a continuation focusing on the eastern group. This cave is currently not attached to any dynasty in India because no one knows anything about it. There is no inscription for archaeologists to rely on. The locals knew nothing, or the stories are shrugged off as folklore. The western group is about 900 meters from aerial view, but if you take a walk, it will take about 15 minutes on a 1.1 kilometer stretch. That is why you will find confusing information on the distance between these two groups. Geographically speaking, it is a northeastern group. I renamed this on Google Map as Eastern Group Cave 6 to 9 for better accuracy and avoid confusion because Aurangabad Caves is actually separated by Western and Eastern Group. As you walk towards the Eastern Cave, you can see the slope and the caves from far. I can see something unusual in the shape of the bedrock. The natural formation of the slope seems to be at a reasonable angle, but the cave area seems like intentionally shaped to fit a few caves. It does look natural from near, but when you see against the backdrop of the entire slope, it seems like there is a possibility it was shaped intentionally. From an aerial view, it looks like there is nothing to see here. But do not underestimate what lies underneath this bedrock. There are 4 caves created out of this basaltic Siheshal range. These are enormous unnatural caves worthy of being noticed by a king of any dynasty, but yet there was no inscription to tell us what happened here. Everything we know so far is just by guessing. A lot of bedrock removed, but all we have is a lot of guessing to do. This mega project from end to end is a mystery. It is pretty confusing for now, and I think the last cave is Cave 10. Cave 6 has a small Brahmanical cave on the left. It has a Buddha relief, but it also has reliefs of Ganesh, Durga, and Sapta Matrikas, or the 7 mothers, which are of Hindu religion. So, archaeologists say Hinduism and Buddhism coexisted peacefully. This Brahmanical cave is a cave pretty much ready for good use. A lot of bedrock was removed on the outside and inside, but it has unfinished statues. Rather strange that they spend 95% of their time getting the cave done, but left without a trace with some unfinished carvings. The numbers don't add up. Cave 6 has 4 mighty pillars. When you step inside, there are 4 rooms on the left and 4 rooms on the right, and 2 rooms at the back. You can go around this structure like a circle with a Buddha in the middle. Cave 6 is unique because you can call this a vihara with a temple. The rooms on the side are very spacious. They are tall, wide and deep with nothing. Some wrote this as living rooms. If these were living rooms, I am sure we would have some idea who lived here by now. This is a mysterious hole with a broken bar in the middle. They are just like those in Ellora Caves. No one knows what they are for. They are random and seems to be useful for tying a rope. Locals claim to have heard torturing screams at Ellora Caves. Imagine someone tied and tortured. So no surprise that this cave at Ellora is also called Evil Cave. Cave 7 is the most elaborate of all. It is believed to be dated to 7th century. It is 34 feet wide and has 4 huge pillars. Behind the pillars is a 14 feet deep entrance. At a quick glance from the outside, you can see the exterior was shaped with a tool that sliced the bedrock like butter. There is no chisel mark and no need to waste time and manpower to dress it nicely, as there are plenty of carvings to do. Cave 7 has a layout similar to Cave 6. It is a huge 21 meters by 18 meters monastery. A panel of 7 mother goddesses known as matrikas can be found on the left wall. Dancing goddess with 8 arms holding weapons and musical instruments can be found on the right wall. The sanctum has a Buddha with a notable halo in preaching position or Dhammachakra mudra. He is seated on a lion throne. There are Buddhist female deities carved with their attendants. Cave 7 has the reputation of being the most ornated in Aurangabad district. Cave 7 comes with many carvings and reliefs and a great place for those who likes iconography. But at the inner section, it seems like you are supposed to circumambulate the shrine in the dark at the back. It has carvings of bodhisattvas of Padmapani and Vajrapani guarding the Buddha. There are also goddess Tara, Apsaras, Harati and many more. A lot of photos you see on the internet will show you the nice carvings on pillars and walls. But I think there are many mysterious square holes or rectangular holes that photographers don't take because it somewhat makes the photo look not so perfect. These random rectangular holes are actually found all over megalithic sites, not just in India but around the world. Tomb of Absalom in Israel, Baalbek in Lebanon, and many more have those mysterious trademarks. According to mainstream archaeologist Ghulam Yazdani, the reason these sculptures are unfinished is because the master carvers left them because the soft basalt is not that great for carving. This is hardly logical because there is no such thing as soft basalt for ancient Indians to work on. But I do know there is such a thing as ancient soft chisels. Cave 8 is a 2-level cave. Not much is mentioned about this cave, but I can tell you the upper level is a very strange spot to be used on a regular basis. This cave entrance certainly reminds me of the upside down stairs in Sacsayhuaman in Peru. It is definitely not a stair. I think there is a reason why it ended up looking like a stairs. Let's say you have a bedrock or boulder to work on. Then you cut the first piece out like butter. Then you remove the second piece, but you need some room on the top for the tool. By the time you remove the third piece, the structure will look like upside down stairs. There is an interesting structure here next to Cave 7. It is a very nicely done rectangular hole. It is too high up to make any sense why anyone would carve any hole at that height when getting up there to use it is going to be an issue. Shaping Cave 8 is not as simple as you think. There is a lot of basalt removed for a small temple on the inside, but the striations tell me it was easy to do if you have the right tool. The machine that took a big chunk out leaves long straight cuts at even gaps, as you can see in the yellow box. Cave 9 is 85 feet wide. If I have the information on the dimensions, then I can calculate the amount of bedrock removed on the outside and inside. Cave 9 is disproportionately large compared to the need of 3 shrines you can find at the back of the entire monument. Cave 9 has a famous carving of a dying Buddha. This is a Mahaparinirvana, where Buddha is leaving our world. On the right is Avalokiteshvara with 4 hands. The interior structure is an amazing engineering feat, considering the only possible tools are ancient chisels. There are plenty of interesting photos you can find for this cave. I think the numbering for Cave 10 is a little bit controversial. Some refer them as Cave 9 with a caution that this is the east side of Cave 9. It is definitely unfinished cave, but if it is unfinished, it definitely should have chisel marks everywhere. Cave 11 and 12 is considered unfinished and is in the northern side. That means it would have been along the cliff of Sehashau Range somewhere in the yellow box. There isn't much info on this site other than it is muddy. In fact, there are so few information about this site that if you want to visit this site in 2016 and you ask the Maharashtra Tourism Office, they will tell you they have never heard of it. This site is severely under-promoted. I find it hard to see how, when ancient Indians had only soft metal tools, they were already too excited to smack the hardest material they can think of. But today, with power tools readily available, no monks are interested in basalt cave temple. Well, that's all for today. This is Bernie Ong signing out. Hope you enjoyed my short presentation on Aurangabad Caves of the Eastern Group and see you next time. Acha, Chatnahen, goodbye.